Alright, I have a Stihl 028 AV Super here. I got it for 20 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. I messed around with it for a little while already and found out that it has low to no compression, so it's going to need to be rebuilt. That's what today's video is going to be about, and I'm going to take it down, split the cases, put new bearings in, put a new top end on it, and show you how to rebuild one of these things. First thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and remove this bar and chain. Now we have just the power head to work with. The next thing I'm going to do is remove this chain brake handle. Chain brake is off. Now I'm going to take this handle off just to get down to the smallest parts that we need. Next thing I'm going to do is take this back shroud off. I can take the air filter off. Next thing I'm going to do is take the spark plug wire out, take this top shroud off. There's 2 bolts right here. I'm going to go ahead and take this spark plug out of here. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, now I'm just going to take this last piece out of the side cover, the top cover. Now we've got everything exposed. Next thing that I'm going to take apart is this muffler. Okay, muffler's off. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull the pull start cover off. These have all been T27s. Next thing I'm going to do is remove the carburetor. That's 8 millimeters. Just need to disconnect the trigger linkage first. So I was trying to disconnect the pulse line, the fuel line, and this trigger mechanism. The next thing that I'll be removing is the coil. So I just need to disconnect this black wire here by pulling it out. Comes out just like that. Okay, each one of these bolts has a washer on it. I can pick the coil up. Just have to pull this black wire through the grommet, just like that. Here's your coil. Gonna go ahead and take the clutch side cover off. This is a T25s and one T27, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, for this next part, you want to first take this clip off here. Make sure it doesn't sling off into nowhere. Put your finger on it like that. You can lift this up. This goes this way, so the indention's on the back. Okay, then you need a pair of snap ring pliers. Grab that. If you can. Go. Cover. Okay, I'm gonna get the oil pump gear out. Then this should slide off. There's a needle bearing that goes in here. So this needle bearing goes in here just like this. Sometimes it falls, so be careful. Now I want to go ahead and remove this chain brake tensioner. Very careful, so I hold it very tightly. Here we have another clip. Another clip here. Just like that. So those two posts, it goes all the way around. Okay, the final little piece of this is right here, and this just pops up. There's a little spring under it. That spring. Okay, I'm gonna remove the flywheel. I have string in the cylinder. This is a 1/2 inch. Hopefully I can break it loose pretty easily. Just knock all this stuff off my bench, but there we have it. Okay, I have my flywheel puller on. Snug this. Should pop off pretty easily. Pretty easy, I guess you would say. Everything looks fine. Alright, well I still have the string in the cylinder. I'm going to go ahead and go for the clutch side. Should be pretty much the same, except this is going to be opposite thread. So right hand turn is going to loosen it. There we go. Under the clutch is this piece, the spacer going down, just like that. Alright, the next thing I want to do is separate the body from the motor. Do that by popping these out. So we have one here, and then pop this one out. Okay, and the last thing that I'm going to do is loosen up the breather hose here on the intake. That way when I pry it apart, I don't try not to damage it. We also have a pulse line here underneath it. Okay. Forgot one that was right here, which ripped my bushing that I probably need to replace anyway, but just so you guys know, this was here. Next I'm going to take these dogs off. Alright, I have it mostly stripped down, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the top in now. There we go. Got the head off, now I'm going to take the case bolts out. Next thing I'm going to do is remove the piston so I can get the crankcase splitter in it. So take one circlip out. Okay, I have the circlip out of that side. Now I'm just going to push the wrist pin through, hopefully. Might have to give it a little tap. Okay. And then you have the needle bearing. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, before I split the cases, I went ahead and removed the dowel pin that sits right here. I just knocked it out of through here with a punch, just like that. I set up my crank splitter. I just have a penny in here so I don't mess up the end of this. This just slides right down over your crank like that, and just start twisting it. You want to make sure it's coming off easy. Okay, cases have been split. I'm gonna do the basically the same thing and just push the crank out of this side. Okay, there we have it. Cranks out, cases are split. Alright, I think that's going to do it for today's video. I split the cases and I've taken everything apart. Now it's time to clean it up and put it all back together. Check out my rebuild video coming up soon, hopefully. Thanks for watching.